Bramber is a rather attractive one-street village, although Wikipedia likes to refer to it as a human settlement. Bramber was once a seaport of high importance on the Ada River, but over time its importance slipped, and the population dropped to a low 162 inhabitants in 1903, although things have since improved for Bramber since it now boasts an impressive 785 inhabitants, according to the 2011 census. In the south of Bramber, you've most likely noticed a church, and the ruins of a castle on the hills sticking out amongst the trees and the houses. This is why I personally recommend you start your trip to Bramber. The entrance to the church is accessible via this pathway here, as you can see. If like me though you're on the other side, then please remember to take care when crossing the road, as you will see numerous cars and cyclists making their way through. If you continue up this pathway, you'll find yourself coming to the Church of St. Nicholas. This is also on the same mound that you'll find the ruins of Bramber Castle. The church was built at some point in the later 10th century for a college of priests. By 1250 it had turned itself parochial. Although originally cruciform and small for the plan, the capitals on the western crossing arch of the 10th century. By the 16th century it had turned ruinous, but the tower and the cross were rebuilt in the 18th century as a chancel, and it was again altered in 1931. Just like the castle that was, the church was founded by William de Braose, the Lord of Bramber. As was common at the time in Normandy, he established in 1073 a small college of secular canons at the centre of a new settlement outside of his castle, with nearby Upper Beeding Church among its endowments. The college though had a difficult time, for the older dependency of the Abbey of Fécamp, not Fécamp as I originally thought it was, which was at Stennin, nearby took exception to it. Perhaps to find a match for the strength of Stennin and Fécamp, Braose in 1080 gave Bramber College and Upper Beeding Church to the Abbey of Salmore as part of a larger endowment from which Selle Priory at Upper Beeding emerged. This of course was subject to the life interest of the existing canons of Bramber, which lasted at least until 1086. After this, the status of Bramber Church was ambiguous for a very long time, but by 1250 the church had become fully parochial. It was, however, at this point when the church and the de Braose family both started to decline. Originally, the church was cruciform with a crossing tower, although it is small when compared to others. Today though, the nave suffices with the crossing, which is now the chancel, under a low tower that in its present form dates from the 18th century. By the 17th century the church has entered a considerable state of disrepair. The artless nave does survive though, and is a little bit wider than the tower, with some herringbone flintwork in the north wall. Now unlike some churches, this church is accessible for those with disabilities. There is on-street parking, and there is a straight path, although with a slight incline, and another entrance. It's different to the one that you've seen me use in the video footage, but it is there. So if you do fancy visiting, feel free to do so. Once you finish looking around the church, it's time to head up to what used to be Bramber Castle. It was built in 1073, roughly around the same time as the church by William de Braose. Deep ditches protect the castle, and there is a mound or motte at its centre. Parts of a stone keep that was built on top of an earlier gateway also remain. By the 16th century, however, the castle was left in ruins. Many people to this day blame the killjoy that was Oliver Cromwell. When visiting here, please remember that opening time is any reasonable time in daylight hours. As you can see from the footage, where once was the castle is now a beautiful park. Many ruins of the castle can be found all around, as well as many great views of the South Downs area. If you're lucky, you'll be able to grab a seat and relax while looking at the views of the South Downs. Once you're done with the castle/park, you'll be wanting to head back down and north. South will only take you down to the A27. Now, as well as admiring the views of the beautiful houses along the way, you'll be wanting to head to St Mary's House and Garden, which provided it's a Thursday or a Sunday, you'll be able to go in and have a look around. Now photos and video footage of the house is prohibited except in the garden, so unfortunately I've got nothing to show you, but I do however recommend visiting as it is indeed well worth seeing. I also recommend the cafe and the cake. Once you reach the river, that's it. This is where Bramber ends and Upper Beeding begins. At this point you can either turn around or you can head into Upper Beeding, but I'll be saving that for another video. Bramber done, I'm now going to pop into the local pub for a drink. I'm driving, so mine's a Coke today. If you wish to visit Bramber yourself, there are only two ways to get there. That is either via a local bus or via car. If you are driving, please remember that there are only two car parks in Bramber and both of those have limited spaces. The first is just off the A283, otherwise known as the Sennin bypass. That car park will be found up at Bramber Castle. The other is in the centre of Bramber. That however can also be accessed not only from the A283 but also from the A2307, otherwise known as the Henfield Road. That entrance will take you through Upper Beeding first and then on to Bramber. Either way, you should see Bramber marked up. If you're still not sure, then I'll suggest typing Bramber into your navigation app on your phone or sat-nav. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.